Sweet Home Alabama. What the just happened? I love how we go from him being like, I'm gonna learn how to tame monsters in the forest to a shinobi plotline with a separate empire. Do you think, though, after this, like, Timu Diablo will no longer want to try to ever fight Arrow? He'll just recognize that he'll never beat him? I love how they're not even showing the action. I mean, it's probably partially because they don't have, like, the animation time to do it, but also I think they're just trying to get to all the main points they need to just wrap up the season, which I can't even blame them, to be fair. Girl made an entire country for him, and he's gonna be like, no, I'm good. I actually like being discriminated against because I get to learn new skills. Yo, hey, they finally confirmed what I've been saying this whole time. Everyone's like, oh no, he's not secretly classless, blah, blah, blah. But that would have ruined it. The whole thing that makes it interesting is because he's classless, he has unlimited potential to do everything. Oh, hell yeah. That's what I like to see. The stalker, tie them up, leave them alone. The brother fucker, kick her in the face. It's really funny how this show just kind of took all the dumbest cliches and bullshits and made them into a joke. The amount of times you have these weird incestual plot lines and like authors are deadass taking it seriously. And whoever made the Hero Without a Class manga, it was just like, no, I'm just going to make it into a dumb fucking joke because why should we take this shit seriously? Well, we've reached the finish line and boy, was that a finish line. Make sure you drop a like on this video, share your support, subscribe if you're new around here on Patrons, where you can catch my full live reactions, all these episodes and more, which also helps fund the channel and videos just like these. Now, a kick to the face against a sister who kidnapped you and tried to force you to marry her against your will is a pretty reasonable crash hit. I don't think many people will deny that, but I took a quick peek. I haven't really looked at opinions of the show outside my channel, but man, people are harsh towards this show. And I think what I've realized is one thing. The people who really hate this show hate fun. Because this show is unapologetically stupid. Pretty sure it is meant to be. Like, it's an intentionally silly show that's taking the piss on authors who take stuff like incestual plotline seriously as if it's this weird romantic taboo love that we gotta hype up. No, this is the response we should be having. And honestly, Arrow as an MC was refreshing as hell. Like, I was pretty confident this was his sister prior to this reveal, but his entire behavior towards his family has always been so weird. Like, his dad seems pretty normal. His mom seems like a weirdo, and also, I don't think his mom wants to ride on his pogo stick, but honestly, it's close enough to her behavior that I think probably that's where the sister got it from. I don't blame Guy for running away from home for a year at a time and only showing up like once in a blue moon. And I honestly won't be surprised or upset if I learn he never sees this woman again. And to be honest, I don't even know if the mom cares too much because she didn't really seem that interested on what her daughter's been up to. Like, oh, okay. She's okay, cool. Like, I'm convinced bro has been able to do this type of shit for a long time where he's like made magical earplugs just to not deal with their bullshit. Because here's the thing. This show started with a man avoiding his stalker, and he just abandoned that bitch. He's like, listen, you tried to stalk me, you tried to jump my bones in bed, I'll leave you tied up and I'll walk away. He never talked to that bitch again, and I don't blame him in one bit. He was attracted to Reiner, and he keeps leaving her, but like, I think it's a mixture of like, he always thought to himself, right? Well, I'm attracted to this woman, but this woman wants to get stronger, and therefore my mother is a good teacher for her, so she can live her life, I'm gonna go live mine, because you know, they confirm in this episode something that I've been saying pretty early on, but I've had enough people comment that I thought maybe it was like sorcerers, like pretending to be anime onlys and they were spoiling. But no, it is confirmed he is classless, and his reason for being able to do as much as he is because he's classless. Because basically, he acknowledges in this episode that, like, yeah, being classless, you know, you get discriminated against, but I'm not limited to one style of fighting. So because I'm not restricted to a swordsman role or a mage role in this way, as long as I have hard work and determination, I can learn anything and master anything. So he doesn't have some signature legendary class that's secretly the jack of all trades. He's legitimately just classless, but he has determination to strive for it. That's the only like real serious thing about his character, is the fact that he treats what he has in this world serious, and because of it, he works hard. But everyone else in his life is fucking crazy, and he treats it with the level of respect I think they deserve. This little sister here is probably not that harmful, but given what other sister grew up to be and how mom is, I also wouldn't want to stay near her too long. Mom, like I said, I don't think she's completely incestual, but there's enough red linings that I wouldn't want to stay home too long either. And I think his dad's like the one guy who's like kind of okay. I think honestly, bro's just exhausted dealing with the women in his life because they're just the fucking crazy. But no one with a straight face is gonna be like, damn, he flubbed this, right? The only people who are turbally virgined or sex deprived. Because this is the reasonable response to this situation. This ain't love, this ain't right. Because at first when she's like, hey, I made you a kingdom because you were discriminated against, it's kind of like, damn, our bro is kind of like a dick, isn't he? Like, he's like, here's this woman, and then it's just like, oh, she did it so she could bone him. Nothing about this dynamic here makes me think the author was taking it serious. I think it was meant to be dumb. I think it was almost meant to be a borderline parody of so many of these dumb stories. And while there's elements of it that I don't think are parodies and are just kind of like, hey, here's the more serious elements, I think they work. But I saw on Reddit and stuff, like, people were upset that we didn't get to see any of the action. Why? The spot they ended this episode at was very satisfying. You don't need more. I would watch a season 2, but you don't need a season 2. They've had some decent action in the previous episodes. But at the end of the day, this is a comedy. It is really funny that Arrow was literally saying their attacks weren't impressive, so then therefore in this almost meta-commentary way, it wasn't impressive enough to even show the viewers. Like, that is funny. Like, I don't know. I honestly think this show, it didn't get appreciated the way it should. Like, I don't think people need to call this some 8 or 9 out of 10 masterpiece, but this was like the most solid 6 out of 10 watch I've seen in some time. Often it felt like it was punching above its weight, but I honestly felt like Arrow, and I kept seeing these same comments that he's very boring. Like, bro doesn't really have that much of a personality, he keeps the same type of vocal performance. Yeah, he plays the straight man persona. He doesn't really get embarrassed. He doesn't really get flustered. He's just like, I want to see strong attacks. I want to learn strong attacks. Like, that has clearly been his motivation, and he confirms it. I'm just going from one point to the next, trying to learn as much because it's fun. And also because if I stay in one location for too long, my family will probably find me. Some people will be like, man, he didn't progress with Reiner. Who cares? Honestly, man, who cares? Most justifiable MC, man. He was dumb as hell, but he was our dumb as hell MC. And honestly, I'm gonna miss this one. I don't know for how long, but maybe a bit longer than I ever thought possible. And this show, people can say what they want, Studio A Cat, this, that. No, this was a fun fucking show. And this, I think they really did the show a disservice by choosing the poster image that they did, because the poster image was really bad for this. And the name, and then you look at the preview, nothing about this seemed interesting. And if it wasn't for me trying like a majority of things every season and it airing on a good day of the week, I would have skipped this too. So goddamn, anime studios, just put a little more effort in your promotional material, because shows like these actually have some shit worth watching, if you ask me. I don't really care if people don't like it too much. I just think it kind of exposes how much fun people have when watching anime, because honestly, the incestual shit in this episode was dumb as hell, but I really think it was meant to be a borderline parody. And the fact that he refuses to stick by his family is just amazing to me. But let me know your thoughts either on this last episode or Hero Without a Class as a whole. What did you think of it? I thought it was a very enjoyable show that punched above its weight class a fair amount and landed more punches than you would expect. But your thoughts. Drop a like, show your support, subscribe if you're new around here, and of course Patreon for live reactions and exclusives. Like, hey, I also give video shoutouts to my patrons because I make videos like these possible. Alright, so today we got Aharu, / John Matrix, Braun P, Ike O, Zero, and we also have Cody. So I appreciate the support. Please take care and you'll have a good one.